So here we go, a typical day in LA. And I was going to start this with a epic shot of me coming out of the apartment, but I deleted those clips. I have no idea where the hell they are. So let's go. Fist bump, boom. I'm heading out to Muay Thai in the morning. There's a Gracie, Los Angeles, HQ. I really dig this street, and I often take it to Normandy. At the end of the hill, or at the end of the street, on top of the hill over there is Griffith Observatory. Very awesome place, and yeah, this is a typical LA situation in the morning. Man, my windshield is dirty. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Check out them gloves. Fairtex, limited edition. And here's my Toolwatch Co. watch. Okay, now that is done, I'm gonna go hit the gym and just do something small, easy, and then hit the steam bath. Okay, here I am walking to the gym, EOS Fitness or EOS, I don't know how to pronounce it, but they just bought over Golds in, I think, Southern California. There it is. And I promise you, I did go in and I did do a little something, and here I am exiting, but it was brief. I'm not going to be one of those guys recording stuff inside the gym. Yeah, so now I am back home getting ready for the next part of the day, which is a little bit of work. But before I work, what's more important than that is a little bit of caffeine. Shake it up. Oat milk, the good stuff right there, and then the Nespresso. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Almost forgot the cup. People here in LA really love the Keurig coffee pods. I'm not a big fan of it, not gonna lie. I love Nespresso, always have. It's more expensive, but it just tastes better. I dig the Starbucks Nespresso pods as well. It's the only ones you can get at the grocery stores anyway, for the big Nespresso pods. Otherwise, you have to order it from Nespresso or from Amazon. But look at that stuff go. Look at that Grand Caramel. Yum, yum, yum. And frother is just awesome, man. So I have a little, maybe more than I should, a few lattes a day right here. And then we start. I still have my crazy small little Wacom tablet. Does the job. I'm gonna get a big one, but this one's fine. And we start with a blank slate, and then we're done. I'm not gonna say what I worked on, signed NDAs and this stuff, so yeah, but now we're gonna move on to the next part of the day. Cool, so I've just finished doing some designs for a client of mine. It took me a few hours. This is the last bit that I had to get done. And now I am actually going to go and head out and pick up some comic books that I ordered. And that's going to be in Highland Park, which is about 30 minutes drive from here. It's not too bad. And then I'm going to go to downtown LA. So join me in this part of the adventure as well. Boom. Yeah, don't forget the camera, because I'm going to go shoot some stuff in downtown LA. And I left my gear outside to dry up a little bit. Don't forget the seatbelt. Safety first. This is a good example of how things are just kind of, you just got to go there it is. That's what I was going to talk about. This is a good example of how you just got to roll with what you got. Basically, I decided to go on this journey, and I'm going to be posting regularly. I'm going to be sharing stuff. I'm going to try and do long, boring videos of just what it is that happens throughout my life as a multidisciplinary creative with a lot of stuff going on. And this is one of the first videos that this is actually the first video that I'm dropping in the kind of vlog series of things. So because I decided to now do that as well, because it's going to align with the actual podcast videos. They're going to just sit next to each other and help each other out. But in order to do that, obviously you're going to need some kind of equipment that really works with this stuff, but I don't have any of that, and I'm not going to go out and buy a ton of stuff just because I now had this brain fart. Instead, what I'm rather going to do is I'm just going to focus on what I do have, and I do have a lot of stuff, and it's not perfect for this application, but it's sufficient enough. It does mean I have to be a little bit more creative, but you know what? I have a brain. There's a couple of brain cells in there. I can use them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. Also, stay caffeinated. Drink Ghost. They're not sponsoring this because I don't have any sponsors, but I really love Ghost. So check it out if you haven't. I love it. This is the Welsh's grape flavor, and if you what it reminds me of, because I'm from South Africa, is Fanta grape, which you get in South Africa. I'm a big fan of Fanta grape, but I prefer sugar-free drinks these days for the obvious reasons. And what's cool about Ghost is it's got like a bit of caffeine, not too much, and a bunch of other stuff that's supposed to be good for you. I think it's all just a matter of, I don't know how real any of that stuff is, whether any of it's really like good for you. Like I'm not a scientist, I'm not Huberman either, so I don't know. But what I do know is that I like the little caffeine kick, and I think everything else is good for you, so I'm gonna go with that. I do love driving in LA, I'll tell you that much. LA is such a crazy place to drive in. Here's a fun version of why LA is interesting. So you can drive, let's say, 3 miles. Now you could go from destination A to B, and it's 3 miles. But it can take you 30 minutes. Now 3 miles is it's quick. Like you can run 3 miles very quickly. In fact, I can run 3 miles faster than I can sometimes drive it, because what happens is you get to the traffic lights, and then the traffic lights can often take 3 minutes per traffic light. So if you do the math, there's like 10 traffic lights between point A and Z, or B, whatever, then that's 30 minutes, you know? Like now, I'm missing the thing because the Waymo robot car in front of me didn't turn. So now I'm gonna wait 3 minutes, maybe more, because yeah. I'm back. So I'm still at the same freaking traffic light because the Waymo car did not cross the street through 3 red lights. Not through the red light. I mean, when the lights turned green, it didn't go. I'm gonna go with that it did it because it's safety first, because I do think those cars are very safe. So let's just go with that. But I will say that that took a while. So here we are, finally back on the road, and we're hitting it. Where was I with this? Yeah, Ghost. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely prefer it way more than Red Bull. Cannot stand the taste of Red Bull. I don't know why, what the fuck is going on with that stuff, but not a fan. Never have been. I 100% prefer Monster over Red Bull. I even like, it's Monster or Ghost for me. I'll even chug a Rockstar if that's what's available to me, as opposed to a Red Bull. I do buy Monsters quite frequently as well, and I totally rate them, especially their sugar-free flavors. It's pretty good. I think the thing about what I dig about Ghost is that they have really cool flavors, and they've teamed up with a bunch of like popular food brands, so there's that little adventure. Their sour apple situation is fucking amazing. I love that. And they have this like orange pop thing. They have a couple of flavors, not gonna lie, that I cannot stand. Now, I buy this stuff at Costco, and so I buy like boxes. But then sometimes Costco, for some bizarre reason, they'll have the pack that has some good flavors, and then they'll have the some bizarre box that has a bunch of shitty flavors. Like if yeah, there's a couple of flavors that they have that's just horrible. But I guess everybody, you know, each to his own. Yeah. There's a Jollibee here. It's one of the only places, fast food places, that I actually haven't been at. So it's on the bucket list. Chicken burgers, spaghetti. I don't know. Well, that's a weird combination. Who the hell gets spaghetti for takeout? What the fuck you can do with spaghetti? Who gets takeout spaghetti? Takeout. That just sounds horrible. Kind of looks like KFC. I guess we'll see. Still on the road. Haven't hit the freeway yet because it's 2:35. About to hit traffic. I was meaning to be at the comic book store at 2 p.m. but I got stuck with the work stuff, and now I'm stuck in traffic. I lost my trail of thought, but circling back to this whole thing of like driving in LA. If you're not in a rush to get somewhere, then driving in LA is actually a lot of fun, because you can just scope out places and check it out, and like there's always something interesting happening on the road, or you know, such a bizarre clutter of shops and things. So you can kind of like zone out and check it out. But if you're in a rush to get somewhere, oh Lord, good luck. Then LA traffic is the worst. Because no matter where you're going, when you're going, you're always in traffic in Los Angeles. And depending on where you're going, you're either in a crazy bunch of traffic, or you're, I don't know, you're just like, it's just situations that happen. So take it easy out there. Don't be in a rush. Here we are driving through Echo Park, finally. Man, traffic's nasty. The roads are nasty. LA is like one big pothole situation. It really is one of the worst, like, roads. I mean, when you watch the movies and stuff, it's always like smooth sailing, but literally when you drive around here, it's just like potholes, and the road wobbles, the tar kind of like wobbles. I've never really looked up why. I'm assuming it has to do with a lot of the tectonic movement, things like that. Maybe they use soft tar, but it's not great, you know. You'll be driving at any block, there's like something going on, or there's like just strips of areas where there's no tar, like just a little cut through the road. Tons of it. I'm literally just looking at it right now. Yes, I've always wondered about that. I should Google it, see what's up with that. If you know what's up with that, leave me a note in the comments. So yeah, a typical day for me involves a lot of this stuff, like going, you know, from one place to the other. And your day can pack up pretty fast if you have to drive around. Like if you have two locations that you're driving to, that takes up a chunk of time. Like if you're running errands or something, your day can get packed, stacked pretty fast. So yeah, and I like to, you know, like get stuff done. So when I have a bunch of errands on my to-do list, things that I have to do, I kind of want to get it all out of the way. But you also have to plan stuff around where you're going. So if you're going from, like I live in Koreatown, which is pretty central, but if you're gonna go to the west side, you leave the west side stuff to do it all when you're going there. Hey, so yeah, I just picked up my like a stack of comic books. That's part of a series that I'm collecting right now. I'll go through that a little bit later tonight, just to show you what I'm up to with that. And now I got the comic books from Revenge of here in Highland Park. It's an awesome place. Love Highland Park as well. And now I'm gonna head to downtown LA to do a little bit of a street photography situation. I'm just gonna walk around the Disney concert hall area, and I'm gonna feel out the location. I've shot there before, but I always like to, part of the reason I do a lot of street photography stuff is because I can kind of like location scout the area for either stuff I want to do or for client work or any of that stuff. And then I'm also gonna hit up a restaurant there at the Conrad afterwards, so I've organized it all to kind of play out in the same, you know, that's why I'm going that side. But yeah, gonna be playing with my Fujifilm X-E5. It's got a new 27mm lens, which is a gift from a friend, Ellie. Shout out to Ellie. Boom, I'll put his details in the description below. And yeah, so we're gonna go do that now. So let's go on this journey. So here we are in the middle of the video, kind of, and I figured that this is a good place for me to jump in and talk about what the intention behind this video is and what the hell is actually going on. Full disclosure, I had no idea what the hell I was doing. The whole idea was to not have an idea, but to just do it and then to see where we're going with this. And now that I'm looking back in hindsight, I see a lot of places where I can improve, which is going to happen going forward. And there's a lot of stuff that I've gathered from this journey that I'm going to use in other parts of my life. It's really informing a lot of things, and what it is also doing is it's really giving me a lot of ideas for so many different things. So I'm very grateful that I did this. I also want to reiterate that me doing this video, same as the trailer that I dropped the other day, it's scary. Again, you're putting yourself out there, and I don't know if you're gonna enjoy this or if you're thinking this is a little crap, but for me, the fear of doing it is what drives me. It's part of what drives me. And I also find it very fulfilling to push through this. It's kind of like a to-do list or a checklist. When you check off all the little boxes, it gives you a sense of completion. You've done something. You've went from A to B, and this is part of that. I'm just riffing about this because this is part of what I was thinking about the whole time when I was recording a lot of the stuff. And yeah, so here we are, and I'm gonna keep at it until I figure this format out, because I do enjoy this, and I hope you do too. Leave me some ideas in the comments if you think there's other things that I can try. So I've arrived in downtown LA by the Disney Concert Hall, which is right over there, and a bunch of other cool stuff in this area. So I'm gonna hit it and quickly do some stuff. Boom. One of the things I like about this area by the museums and the art galleries is that it is pretty quiet. So it's great for portraits, and it's not the best for street photography where you want subjects, and, but there's some cool stuff happening. But yeah, if you want to just shoot people, this is a great area to do that in. And now I'm quickly going to have some dinner at San Laurel. All right, dinner at San Laurel is done at the Conrad, and I had to do it pretty fast because I have to head back to my place now for a Zoom online audition, and yeah, we're gonna go see what's up with that. It's the second time I'm auditioning for these people, so hopefully something happens. You never know. Let's go. Also, I just realized I should be looking at the lens over there, but I keep looking kind of here because that's where I'm at. You'd literally think that I'm a fucking amateur with this stuff. You know what I will say? Downtown at night, man, it's pretty. It's cool. It looks cool. The city, LA comes alive in summer. LA comes alive at sunset. Sunsets in LA is sorry, there's a bus trying to ram me. Sunsets in LA is something. It's unnaturally beautiful.
Also, when it's full moon, it is nuts. I always used to think, when you watch the movies, some kind of LA movie, and they have the sunset, and the sun is like this big, or it's a moonrise, and full moon, and the moon is like this big. Like the buildings are like this size. It takes. This is the size of a building, and then there's the skyline, and then the moon is like this size. And there was a time when I would think, oh my god, these people just use like different lenses, and they're faking it. I'm sure some people do, but there's been a few times now in my life where I've seen the sunsets and the moons, and it is humongous. But yeah, downtown LA at night it's definitely something. I think I took some interesting photos. Damn, this thing's shaking. It's crazy. I think I took some interesting photos. I spent about an hour. Again, this is talk to me about ADHD. My whole goal for today was to be in downtown LA, around this area that I was at, to shoot for 2 hours. I wanted to go walk about for 2 hours. All I wanted was some peace and quiet and be in my head for 2 hours and scope out the area, take some weird photos, play with the camera, just have some crazy fun by myself, solitary vibes, just like me roaming around like a fucking tiger stalking the image. And then all I managed was one lousy ass hour, because let me tell you the following thing. Let me tell you about this. Parking in Los Angeles. I'm going to do a whole thing about this, because this is a good example of exactly what happened. So I arrive at this place. I try and look for parking. Okay, let me just reiterate the following thing. Parking is not an issue. There's always parking. It comes at a price. The thing with parking is, and I'm not judging people. I'm sure it's done by design. I stop at this location right by the Disney Concert Hall. So the one block, parking is only available until 4 p.m. So I arrived just a little bit before 4 p.m., like 3:45. So it takes me 5 minutes to figure this out, looking at the signs and whatnot, and be like, what is this situation? Okay, figure out, cannot park there. I don't want to park in the parking lot of Disney Concert Hall, or for that matter, the parking lot of the San Lauren restaurant, because the Disney Concert Hall, it'll probably be like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 bucks just for the 1 hour, 1.5 hours that I'm going to try and shoot. 1 hour, 30 minutes actually, because that's what ended up happening. And San Laurel, it didn't make sense, because they charge you, there's a fee they charge for when you're a guest, like at the restaurant. There's some kind of weird fee, like it's a valet fee, that's a certain price. But anything over and above that, before, etc., they charge you kind of like as a guest, which is $30 plus. So it was just ridiculous. I was like, fuck that. So I'm looking for parking. Cannot park on the one side of the Disney Concert Hall, because I gotta bail, because you cannot park there from 4 p.m. onwards. Cool, got it. And for sure there is parking on the I forgot what the street's called, but there's this one area where there is parking. There's always like some kind of parking. I actually find a lot of parking there most of the times. Now I get there and the parking signs in LA, they're always like, it's gibberish, man. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on with this stuff. So I park at this one spot. I go to pay. Now there's a number next to the place where I park. I go to the parking meter to try and pay for that thing. The option to pay for my number doesn't pop up. So I end up paying, and then I'm only trying to pay for like an hour, because I figured like I'd do valet at the restaurant when I'm done shooting, because it doesn't make sense to pay 30 when I can pay 5 and then go to the valet. And also I'm on the street where I want to be at. Anyway, so park, try and figure the parking payment thing out. There's no option to put the zone in. I put the credit card in, I put the time in, and then it automatically charges me for the thing without me putting in my number. So now I'm like, oh shit. Which parking, it doesn't know what car I have or which number I have, because it's one parking meter designated for multiple cars. So I'm like, oh shit, obviously, how the hell are they gonna know? So I try and redo this. I try and figure it out. Basically, I have to Google this stuff, which I don't really do because I'm just trying to figure it out. I put the credit card in again, and then I decide to cancel it. I cancel too late, it charges me again. So now I've paid twice for the same spot where nobody except me knows that I parked there and paid for it. So then I was like, fuck this. So I took photos of everything, because you can contest these things when it comes up. Took photos of everything, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just deal with this. But now I'm paranoid, so I'm walking around and I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna run around 3 blocks. I'm just gonna stay in this one perimeter, and I'll just take photos there, which I'm actually also fine with, because I see it as an experiment. I'm like, you know, one should be able to shoot in one area, and you should be able to like, you should be able to manage it. Stuff's happening, you know, there's always something interesting to shoot. So I accept the challenge. Get back after my little walkabout, and now I'm looking at the parking thing, and I try and pay. There's like you could text to pay, so I text to pay. Now, mind you, parking is from 8 to 8 p.m. So I'm like, actually, this is perfect. I could just stay there, because I'm just gonna. I need to pop in and out at the restaurant, because I have this audition that's come up, this Zoom thing. So I need a bail anyway. So I don't want to spend more than an hour at the restaurant. So I'm like, cool, 8 to 8. You can text to pay. So I'm like, fuck all this bullshit. I'm just gonna go text to pay. I do that. I end up on this website. It tells me I can only pay until 6 p.m. and the sign says 8 to 8. So now I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So now there's still time in there, because I paid twice, so there's like more than enough time in there. But now I'm like paranoid again, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna, and by the way, like if you get a citation for like wrong street parking vibes, $72. Now you're probably thinking, well, I'm bringing all this stuff onto myself, because to just avoid that, I could have just paid the $30 valet fee. Sure, could have done that for all the pain and suffering that I've been put through. Sure, could have done that. Anyway, I chose the path less traveled, and there I'm like, text to pay. I'm like, this is bizarre. Screw this. I asked 2 people about it. 2 people that have no clue. One is an Uber driver that's just chill. There's a bunch of Uber drivers that just chill there. They just park on the sidewalks in the red zones, because they're just like waiting for a fare, you know. So those guys are just chilling. I asked him, and he's like, I don't know, cool. Next person, I ask them, and they're like, she's just picking something up. She doesn't know. So I'm like, okay, cool. nobody knows. Anyway, circle around, look for a parking spot. I end up taking this one person that I asked, because there is a spot to park there. I park there, I try to pay, go to the parking meter is broken, cannot pay at the parking meter. So now I don't know if I should go to another parking meter and pay there, or just let it be. Anyway, so I ended up just taking photos of every damn thing. And I was like, I don't care anymore. Went to the restaurant and had my nice little meal. Quick and easy. Came back, and guess what? Guess what happened? Guess what happened? My car was safe and sound. So, you may be thinking to yourself, dude, save 30 bucks? Or am I going to spend 30 bucks extra on therapy one day? Let me know what you think. By the way, this little rant session was long enough. 17 minutes. Basically 18. Let's go for 18. That I'm basically home. This rant took 18 minutes of my time. And so I just wrapped on the self-tape thing, which was awesome. This was really cool. Had a cool, very cool experience. Lovely chat with the casting director, and this is cool. So here we are. Now I'm done with this. I can quickly go and go through my comics and just get them sorted with the rest of the pile, and kind of play with that a little bit before I jump into either editing what I just did today to get it out ASAP, or very likely I'm going to jump into some photo editing as well, because I'm a little bit behind on a couple of things for a couple of people. So let's go to the next thing. All right, so here we are. What we have here is the Absolute Batman series, which is what I just deep dove into. I'm pretty new at this, but my homie Karan, shout out bro, he got me into this, and I figured this is a good place to start because it's a new kind of series. So this is a good place for me to kind of sink my teeth into, and then use this as leverage to expand into the other things that I'm interested in. I've always been a DC fan, so this is easy for me to digest, and then basically I can just use this as a means to expand. There's other titles, other books, other artists, other characters that I really love, and I figured that this would be, this kind of just makes me figure out the logistics and the math of everything. Anyway, so here's my stack from none other than Revenge Of. These guys are amazing. I love this store. I've been there a few times now, and super cool in Highland Park. It's just such a cool store. You can totally geek out on so many things there, and they have great deals on stuff. It's just, you can spend hours there just browsing, checking out stuff, reading things. They have a total a game arcade in there. They have the whole back section where people play games and desktop games and other things, and then we can get all the other comics, and then in the front they have all the new stuff, the fresh stuff. Anyway, and you can pre-order, which is what I did with this stack. I also go to other places. For me, this whole thing is about exploring things, and it dives and connects with my mission as a multi-hyphenate, because when I go to Highland Park, I'll go do this, and then I'll go check out some other stuff. I'll go walk about, shoot some photos, have a coffee somewhere, maybe write a little bit or something. And this is what I love. And so what's cool about all the comic stores and other collectible stores and things is they're in
different places. I'm in Koreatown, Golden Apple. Um, they're close. They're in WeHo. But the idea is basically leverage the situation. Like go to the place and bounce around the area. So anyway, here's the stack. Let's go through it. It's nice because I could order it all this online. Like I said, I'm doing the absolute Batman right now. This is what I'm sinking my teeth into. So we got 6. The artwork on this stuff is on another level. It's crazy. I'm not going to show you each and every one. I'm just quickly going to go through this, make sure they're in order. I'm also collecting the alts, the alternate. So for each like comic book, like each number, there's a couple of different sets of artwork that you can get. Scored Flash, Absolute Flash #1. This is good. This is what I wanted. So I am trying to collect, all the alts as well. For me, the artwork is insane and the story is really fun. So this is a good one to work with. Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Boom. Absolute Superman. Damn, you know what? I messed up. I have a few duplicates that I got. I do this because I'm like, my brain's all over the place. I'm not focused when I buy this stuff. So I definitely have a few duplicates. So if anybody wants the trade at some point, let's go. Green Lantern #1, amazing. This #1 alt, amazing. So this is number one, and these are all different pieces of artwork. This is number 2. Damn, look at how cool this is. And then I bought a duplicate. So if you want number 13, hit me up, homies. Anyway, so this is this journey, and then there's a few other things that I'm gonna start collecting as well. Things that I really love. I'm gonna slowly pivot into that. If you are into this kind of stuff, let me know, because I'm always interested to learn more. So educate me, please. Alrighty, so this is basically the end of the day. It's been a full day. I've been up since 8 a.m. this morning, and this is me doing a full cycle. So from 8 to 8, I'm now basically just gonna go chill out in front of the computer and catch up on a couple of edits leisurely, while I do a little bit of admin, and that's the end of the day for me. I'll be watching some like one of the series that I'm watching right now, and just finish the day off with some admin. I'm probably gonna hit the bed at around midnight. That's the goal, and then midnight or 1, then I need 7 hours sleep. So depending on what time I go to bed, it's gonna affect what time I wake up tomorrow. But yeah, this is roughly what a day in my life looks like when I'm not on set, or when I'm not producing something, again on set, or when I'm not shooting something as a photographer or a videographer. It's just this roundabout crazy circle of doing so many different things in one day, including all the things I love: eating good food, exercising, connecting with people. I mean, I had a couple of phone calls in between and everything while I was shooting and while I had dinner. and I'm gonna try and flip the script tomorrow because I am gonna be shooting tomorrow evening at 6. I have a photo shoot going on, and I have a couple of appointments tomorrow, personal health stuff, and that might be interesting to see what's up. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day tomorrow for sure. I'm looking forward to it. And thanks for being here and for checking in on me. And then I finished the night off by making some yogurt.